Shalom. So today we're going to talk about how the Western concept of words are converting us as a people. You see, the Most High gave us a heritage. He gave us laws, right? And we were supposed to be governed by those principles. Now, what happened is that we took on to the ways of the heathen, right? Which he commanded us not to do. Do not be in any agreement with these people. Matter of fact, let's go first to Psalms 94 and we'll read verse 16. It says, "Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?" Who is going to stand for this Bible? Who is going to stand for this culture? Who is going to stand for this heritage? Who is going to stand for these laws? Right? He said, "Come out of her, my people." Right? We need to come out mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Right? Now, verse 20 says, "Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee?" Throne represents a kingdom. Iniquity represents sin. Shall the kingdom of sin, shall this wicked kingdom, ruled by Europeans, have fellowship with you? Right? It says, "which frameth mischief by a law," meaning that everything that is mischievous, there is a law now to protect it. Homosexuality, there is a law to protect it. Everything. Now they are trying to do that with pedophiles, right? Should we be in agreement with these people? No, right? So let's go to Proverbs chapter 26 and verse 19. It says, okay, let's start at 18. "As a madman who casteth firebrands, arrows, and death, so is the man that deceiveth his neighbor, and saith, Am not I in sport?" No, this is serious. You know why? A lot of times people do things, then they want to play it off as, "Oh, I was just making a joke." No, you were not. That's when the real things come out, either when you're angry or when you're making a joke. You know why? Because when you're angry, the ego does not care what others think about it at that point. You say anything in the presence of anyone because the ego is not involved. When you drink or smoke, when you're intoxicated, the ego does not care how it looks. It does not care what others think about it. This is why people do things when they're in a drunken state. The ego is not there. You don't care how stupid you look doing all these funny things. There's no ego involved. Joking is not very different. They say it in joke, but that's really what is inside. So no, you're not making a joke. Notice what the comparison is. "As a madman who casteth firebrands, arrows, and death." That is what those jokes are like, right? So let's deal with this betraying, right? In this culture, men call themselves players and it is esteemed as something to look up to, right? Oh, you have a lot of women, this, that. Okay, but do these women know all these things that you're doing? Because if not, then you deceive them, you misled them, you trick them into believing in something that doesn't even exist. In our culture, you know what this player thing is? It's treason. You betray the other people. You're not a player, you're a traitor. But again, you see, it depends on the culture, the cultural standpoint that you're looking at it from. Because from this culture, you're a player. But how we see you through the eyes of this culture, you're a traitor. You betray people. If this woman over here does not know you're going to be with this woman over here, you have something going on, how can you be a player? You are a traitor. That's treason. You just betrayed her. But yet, that's something to be proud of in this culture, in this society, because they frame mischief by law. No, you're being esteemed to be a player. You're being esteemed to be a traitor. You're being esteemed to betray the very woman that would move mountains for you. Where is the honor in that? There is no honor in that. You cannot look her to her face and say, hey, you know what? I see this woman over here, she has some good attributes, and I see where my finances, I'm able to afford her. So what do you think about me taking her as a second wife for this purpose? You don't have the courage to do that. So you have to do what? Be like a serpent. Craft. That's treason. You're not a player. You betray the brotherhood also. You know why? Look at these examples. What if two people are friends, right? You found your friend's wallet. You know it belongs to your friend, right? His ID is there, everything. You take the money out of it and don't say a word to your friend. What do you call that? Because the expectation of a friendship, of the brotherhood, is that if you find your friend's wallet or he finds yours, you would give it to him without doing anything to whatever possession is inside, right? That's loyalty. That's honorable. That's honesty, right? But if the person finds the wallet and took the money, that is dishonorable. Now, how is that different when you see your brother's or your friend's wife in your possession and you take advantage of that? What do you call it? It's not different from the wallet. The wallet is his possession. So guess what? Even if the woman is coming on to you, your principles would keep that line. It's just like, even if you have desire for the money and you find your friend's wallet, your principles would say, you know what, this belongs to my friend. I'm going to give it to him. This is not a blessing for me. That's not a blessing. So how is it that when your friend's wife is in that situation, or another brother's wife is in that situation, you count that as a blessing? And what do you count about your loyalty to the brotherhood? Hmm? look at it from that standpoint, you're not a player. You're a traitor. That's what you are. And that's what this Western culture make of us. They put one concept in our mind, we feed on this imaginative thought, and we manifest it not realizing that that's actually what you're doing in reality. From the standpoint of the Roman culture, you are esteemed as somebody because that's what they do. They'll kill their brothers, they betray their brothers, they do all these things. But we should not become as the Romans. We are not Romans. We have principles and standards, we have a heritage, we have a law to ensure that we don't become the very thing that we're fighting against. Otherwise, we make war with ourselves. Right? So, this is showing you that you are not a player. You are not esteemed above. You are being looked down upon when we look at you from this standpoint. For you to truly change a behavior, you have to first change your moral principles and standards. Until you change them and be established in them, you cannot truly repent. You cannot truly change. The behavior is just going to be dormant until another situation presents itself. All right? So that's what true change is. You have to first change here, and it will manifest on the outside. So you see a woman that belongs to a man, you no longer take advantage of it. Whether she's broken, she's, whatever the situation is, she's going through a tough time, you don't take advantage of it. You go down to her level, you pick her up. She becomes your equal. We become each other's equals. Right? So we need to go back to a higher standard so we can live above our beastly nature. Shalom.